This is a follow-up demonstration of the Plasma Equipment Technical Services 800-2 plasma etching system. The purpose of this follow-up demonstration is to demonstrate each of the 3 gas valves and show them that they are working and that they are having an effect on the vacuum. Once we test each one, we will also turn on the plasma power supply and make sure that we've been able to strike an actual plasma. What I've done here ahead of time is we have gone ahead and changed 2 of these. The other 2 had a very, very wide response where it took a long time for them to settle back down. These seem to be much more stable and will get down to a specific pressure within, maybe 10-15 seconds. What I've done is I've adjusted each one of these at a half a torr, or approximately 500 millitorr. We're going to open each one at a time and then strike a plasma. I will then, after that, vary each one and show you how they respond to radical changes, for example. First, we're going to open up this first valve. Okay. Now, as you can see, it exceeds and then it settles down, and we're right about at a half a torr. We will then light up the plasma. Turn our plasma off. And we'll close our valve. The vacuum will return to its base pressure. And now we will open the second valve, which I've also adjusted to approximately 500 millitorr. We'll wait till it stabilizes. And we'll strike our plasma. Turn our plasma off. And close our valve. Wait till it returns to approximately its base pressure. And we'll open our third valve. First one is a 100 cubic centimeter per minute. The second one is a 200 cubic centimeter per minute. And this third one is 500 cubic centimeters per minute, which is probably why you saw such a swing. It's settled down at 600. This would be a good opportunity to make an adjustment. Slightly pull that down. Might have had that one off a little bit. We can do a little better on that. That's good. And with this one, we'll strike our plasma. And turn our plasma off. Close our valve. Now what I'll do is I'll turn down to 0% all of these adjustments. And as a reminder, remember, there is no valve installed on the fourth one, so it is plugged off. All right, we'll go back to our first valve and we'll open it. There's Still a little gas in the line here. As you can see, it's down. So we'll push that back up. And we'll show some of the response. We'll take it up to maybe 1 torque. I like the response of this first one. It's very controllable. And that's all the way open on that one. Close it back down and close the valve. We'll open our second valve. We'll vary it. And we'll close it back down. Oops, missed it. There you go. Now on our third valve, we're going to open our third valve up. And we're going to crank it up. Now this is the one that has a very wide range. So I'm just going to give this a few seconds to settle down. And then we'll push that up. And that's all the way open. And adjust this back down and we'll close our valve. Now, what I'm going to do now is some processes very commonly call for more than one gas at a time. So I'm going to adjust all of these again to about maybe 500 millitorr. That's good around there. And I'm going to close that valve. And open this one. Well, I almost got it. There you go. And we'll close this one. We'll open our third valve. A little bit more. That's good. And we'll close this valve. We're going to allow it to return to its base pressure. Okay, and we'll now open, pre-adjusted, of course, valve 1. Let it stabilize. We'll leave it open, and now open valve 2. Let it stabilize. Now open valve 3. And allow it to stabilize. We'll strike a plasma. Around a little over 300 with our 3 gas valves open. Turn our plasma off. And close our 3rd, our 2nd, and 1st valves. Finally, the last thing that I want to show you is if you go into the system control box and you select system, the system configuration panel will come up. Now, you can't make any changes in here unless you log in. The login is simple. Password is simply, at this time, which you can change at your leisure, is simply BID. Once you log in, you'll see that the screen will highlight, and then you have a certain amount of time to make changes. So you slide this forward, let's say, to 26 minutes. And you'll notice that the system control panel will change color. Then you can go in here and make changes. There's alarm configuration, power, but the mostly used would be the gas box. As you can see here, we have all of these set up. Once again, you have time on your duration meter and you have this lit up, you can go in here and you can make changes, you know, if you want. I'll put these back to where they are. And you hit save. And once you close, you'll have to log back in. But as long as this is lit, you can make these changes to the configuration. And this completes this follow-up demonstration.